where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look like? How do I want to architect my life to work in a way that works for me on my terms? And then going out and building it. And I think entrepreneurship is the best vehicle for living a life on your terms exactly the way that you want to do it. What has been your hardest challenge with scaling your business? I've been in business for a long time. I started this business when I was 15 years old. I officially started the company when I was 20 and hired my first employee 6 months on, and then continued growing and scaling it from there. I'm 33 years old now, so it's been a pretty interesting ride in business. I never went to college or university or anything. I just jumped straight in and learned along the way. And I'm still learning, every day still learning on this journey of business. I think the biggest challenge for me has been understanding and learning that, business growth and business leadership is fundamentally a personal growth journey. And the personal growth of an entrepreneur is always going to limit the growth of a business. And so your ability to lead, your ability to learn, your ability to fix problems, your ability to bring people together, your ability to make great strategic moves is all going to be limited by what's going on in here, what's going on in here for you. And that's going to reverberate into everything else that you're doing in your life. And therefore, if your business is a pretty big part of your life, that's also going to be limited and intrinsically connected to that as well. And I didn't realize that when I started the business. It wasn't until one of my mentors, Cohen Ray, shared that with me that I went, yeah, you know what? That's absolutely right. And once I heard that my personal growth was going to be the number one thing that limited my business growth, immediately I started seeing all of the different ways that if I had a personal challenge or if I had a personal blind spot or a personal incompetency, that was showing up somehow in the business. And so it's pretty easy now for me to find those kind of things because I'm clued onto it. Anytime something's not working in the business, I look at that and I go, okay, where is the bottleneck and am I the bottleneck? And if I'm the bottleneck, in what ways is my own behavior or my own patterns or my own traits somehow potentially holding back the business? We rely on our growth roadmap for different stages of business. This is primarily to explain different technology changes and technology growth stages as a business goes through different levels of maturity. But what you could also do if you were to look at the different stages of business that we've outlined here is to think about, what kind of personality challenges do you potentially need to handle as the business grows through different stages here? For example, a business that's in startup stage and has 2 to 3 people inside the company is probably going to be able to handle delegation pretty easily. You're probably going to be able to handle task management for your team pretty easily. You're probably going to be able to keep everyone in check on culture pretty easily because you're literally going to be the person who is managing and leading those employees every day of the week. But once you get to the growth stage and you get to about 8, 9, or 10 employees, what starts to happen is you cannot effectively manage every one of those people on an individual level anymore. And you have, either your first manager hired or you promote someone to a team leader position. And they are then the person who has the direct interface with some of your employees. And you may then become one step away. Now, what starts to happen then is you begin to be one step away from the culture, one step away from the delivery, one step away from the management. And it becomes much more important that you are actually managing the culture of the business and standardizing the processes of the business and standardizing the strategy of the business and standardizing the delivery of the business so that the business can actually continue to grow and to scale. And that requires different skills from you as the founder. As the business grows and scales, you're literally going to have to change the way that you are working as the business changes. Many of us grew a business or started a business accidentally or grew a team accidentally. For many of us, if you've started as what Michael Gerber would call a technician, you're the one just doing the work, billing the hours and doing the thing. If you started hiring people to help you out, you probably didn't or may not have had the ambition to actually start a business that became an organism outside yourself from scratch. And many business owners will actually get to the stage where maybe they're in the growth stage of the business and the company has turned into this organism, and all of a sudden they're spending their time on finance, on legal, on managing people, on HR, on dealing with customer problems, because you don't get the customer celebrations. You just get the customer problems at the top. And when you're the founder and you're well outside the business, you just get the really hairy customer problems, all the customers that want to sue you. And many business owners will get to that stage and go, hold on, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to this business to help people. I signed up to this business because I enjoyed being an accountant or being a photographer or running events or, delighting my customers by creating great products for them. And the interesting thing is, along that journey, your role will literally change and potentially completely different to the way that it started. It's a good idea to have a bit of a roadmap of where you're going. I'm quite lucky in that I've always had the ambition to grow a business, to grow a successful, large organization. That's always been my ambition. And so for me, it didn't really matter that it was in tech. I really love helping people. I really love having impact with the way that we do things. But first and foremost, I enjoy business. And so it didn't really matter as my role was growing and changing. I was able to kind of say to myself, all right, well, this is just the role that I have in business, and this is just the journey that I have in business, and I can enjoy the journey. But it's a good idea for you to have an idea of where you're going. And that comes down to lifestyle design. I've got a video on my channel about lifestyle design if you want to go and check that out specifically. But lifestyle design is really about working out, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look like? How do I want to architect my life to work in a way that works for me on my terms? And then going out and building it. And I think entrepreneurship is the best vehicle for living a life on your terms exactly the way that you want to do it. Because you get to make the rules. And if you're the founder of a business, you get to make the rules on exactly how that business works. For me, one of the most important things in my lifestyle design was I wanted to get out of emergencies. I spent the first 5 or so years, or probably the first 10 years in my business, being the one who was always on call for emergencies. That's why I don't have hair anymore. And so for me, I, as my business matured, wanted to get out of emergency mode. And so I put really great people in line in the business so that there is no reason for any customer to ever have to call Peter. I mean, they don't even have my number, but to call Peter and say, hey, at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, my email's down. I need you to help fix this. There are way better people in my business to help customers out with those kind of problems, whose job it is to deal with emergencies, who get paid very well for it and love helping out customers in that way. And that means for me, I have the life that I want to have. Now, it took a long time to get there, and it did take a lot of effort to get there, but it is available for everyone. If you like this content, please hit subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live or drop new content on the channel. Now, if you'd like to connect with us, hit us up on social media or join our free community group. All the links to that are right below this video. If you'd like to learn more about Google Workspace and the technology ecosystem, you can join our free Genius Academy by transferring your billing across to itGenius. Or you can join a Workspace Basics Bootcamp. Now, if you're a business owner and you're interested in an audit on your technology stack or your Workspace account, or you're looking to do a project in the tech world, well, you can take advantage of our free consultation. And if you need help right now, then consider joining Concierge or taking up a quick fix with our team for professional support for your tech stack.